Well, hello. Okay, so I just got through about an hour's worth of a live and realized that I had not been sharing my screen. I kept trying to get it to go, but it would fall off and I wouldn't notice. So apologies about that if you sat with me through that. We're gonna try one more time. But unfortunately, I did all the surprise stuff because I'm gonna do this with you the first time. I don't know, when we're testing stuff out, I'm just going to do it with you. That way it motivates me to do it. And it's not like some scripted, oh, this is what happens, right? Like we're going to set it up together. If there's like a bunch of hiccups and the technology doesn't work or whatever, then it's a frustrating situation and we just don't try that test, right? Like the test was too frustrating and we're going to move on. So this is the very first day that I'm going through this. I posted up like a little trailer overview a day and a half ago, and then spent yesterday trying to figure out the method that I'm going to start tracking this, because the biggest pitfall that I fall into is actually not being accountable. Thanks ADHD. So the tracking mechanism is going to be super important to me as I go through, so I can be both accountable to you and also see for myself like what's working and what's not, and if I need to tweak something as we go, right? So let's see if I can go through the checklist again really quickly here. I don't even have a bullet point list. I'm like looking for other notes that I might have. So let's just wing it. Okay, so my situation is I have 6 months to make $1 million. So it's a nice, fun little challenge, right? But also it's necessary. So I got screwed over by an old business partner a couple years back, put me in a horrible situation. I've had 2 divorces, no alimony, no child support, and then have just been living on the brink of survival for maybe my entire adult life, with a few exceptions, making very good money. But my focus has really been like the nonprofit world. So I live a life of like service and not spirituality, but just like nonprofit, which is very fulfilling and rewarding work, but it does come at a personal sacrifice. And now my family is starting to feel the effects of that sacrifice, and I don't want to do that anymore. So this experiment is to dig me out of a ditch, and I have a hard deadline. There's a couple major milestones within there. Then the first one is in 10 days. So I have some milestones I need to hit along the way, but basically at the end of 6 months, which is 190 days from today, I need to have $1 million. So we're gonna try to have as much fun with it as we can. And I'm just like seeing all those. I'm sure you've seen them too. They're just everywhere. You know, make a gazillion dollars a day with all these different methods. So let's just try them out. Let's try out some methods and see if something will work. So that's the premise of this channel. But I'm working with a couple things against me. I've got super duper ADHD. So the things that I do can't have to put in like a ton of time and effort for 10 hours a day, 16 months, and then expected a return at the end of all of that, because I won't stick with it for that long. My consistency is just like not doable for me. And then it can't cost like a lot. Like I want to make this as accessible. Like if anybody can make a gazillion dollars a day with this, then why do we need that much money to put into it up front? Anyway, so it has to be either low or no cost entry. And then I'm showing real numbers, and also because I'm flat on my back in all areas of life, really. Maybe like hobbies is like okay, and I only know that because I just took this wheel test, which I'll show in just a second. But because I'm really behind in every area of my life, physically, mental health, everything is just kind of like down the tube. Whatever I do to get finances cannot detract from any other wheel in the wheel of life, or any other spokes. So I'm going to show that to you first. I think it's a really good kind of way to segment really quickly here. And let's just try, we're going to test out a little bit because This did not work the last time I tried it. So bear with me. Let's see if I can figure this out. Share. Extra camera. Audio, video, screen. Share my screen. The whole thing. Okay, it looked like something happened on the screen, so I'm just going to pull this over. We're just going to look at this for right now. All right, so this is app.avirtualbee.com. You can come in here totally for free. It just lands straight on this little test. You can say how you're doing all the way down. I think this is very important for me so that I don't get like laser focused on the one thing that I'm missing right now, and then everything else goes to shit. The reason why that's important is because my last child is graduating this year. And I am not willing to sacrifice any time with him. So we went for like 15 years without vacation, without seeing my sister. And it was just very detrimental. I was just living the same year over and over and over again for 15 years. And the only differentiator was that the kids grew up. Holy crap, they do that. So let's just I'll take a quick little poll just for myself to take a pulse on where I am and to make sure that I'm not like completely drained in an area. Career and work is really ooh. Oh my. Okay, well, that's a glitch. Needs attention. Anyway, so I took this earlier today, like just an hour ago. My average score is 3.3. And that is mainly because the hobbies are really good. Like I have hobbies everywhere. I've started a ton of stuff and haven't finished it. Very typical of the ADHD brain. But everywhere else you can see is like really, really lacking. Community is okay just because I'm okay with where things are right now. I'm not gutted that I'm not going out with girlfriends and things like that. It's just I'm good with it for a while. Like I don't need anything in this area. I just had a book retreat. I'm good. I'm like locked in for 6 months, and then I have like an online community that I check in with. So otherwise, it's just kind of in the garbage. Family-wise, I would like to see that get a little bit stronger bonds with my oldest. It's summertime here in Arizona. He's been staying with his dad for a long time. So haven't seen as much of him as I would like. Now, the other thing about tracking is that this is can I get rid of this one? I can. Look at that. Okay, so this is a scoreboard. I literally put this together yesterday. So just so I have something a little bit more robust than just a spreadsheet. But with that, I'm losing a little bit of functionality. Okay. So as of right now, I'm just trying to keep everything separate. So the reason I want to see this separately is because I'm going to be testing out a bunch of different things. Now, when I do that, I need to be able to see what's working and what's not. And my dumb brain will start to think like, oh, this is really fun, so it's working. But that's not how businesses work. It's literally like, are you losing money? If you are, this is an expensive hobby. This is not a business, right? And so I need to recategorize that. So literally everything that I'm going to be doing, and today we're going to be talking about freelancing. So we're going to put together a freelance package. Okay, income this month, we'll keep it at 0, and it'll probably cost $20 to get started, right? So save it too. So my net so far is I am down $20, which is going to happen in the beginning, right? So in the next 10 days, can I get this number up to like 3,000? I don't even know if that's possible, but I'm going to try it. I am going to kick my own butt and try it. Try it so hard, it'll be crazy. Okay, so this is what is going to differentiate. And so everything that I test out will have its own line, and I can track it individually. So if one is like really starting to push the needle and make money, but another one is just like detracting all this time and effort, energy, all of that, then that one gets dropped or put into a different pile like hobbies. And I put my focus on the things that are making money. So hopefully, as I get better at like being reactive and making decisions within the moment, then this will just continue to rise. We'll just cut off the least performing and just keep focus on what is working the best. So that goes back to it has to actually work fairly quickly. And I know that there's no get rich quick scheme or there's no magic formula that is going to be able to do all of that. But there's got to be something that helps out somewhere, and I'm seeing all of this talk and, 20-year-olds that are just billionaires by now. So I think it is possible. I don't see why not. Also, my mindset through all of these great big transitions that I've had has been like, I got to survive this, right? 2 divorces, bad business partner took everything, just all the way, like, and every single area, like I've just been like knocked down to zero so many times. I know when people say like you look a little bit too chipper to be like really at rock bottom, but I've just been here before, so it's not that big of a deal. But it is a big deal. But it is not. It's not like I know it's not the end of the world because I've dug myself out of this trench before. So what I normally do is like have this mindset of like, oh, I'm going to survive this. I'm going to survive this. And then I'll get to a place where everything is manageable, right? Like that's my goal, is to just get my head above water. And this time I'm not going to do that. Like my goal is to like supersede all of my own expectations. Like if I clear 1 million, then not only do I get out of debt completely, but I have like a year to just mess around. I just have a year to like figure out the next steps and what's going to work out best for me and my family. And God, what a relief that would be. That would be amazing just to have that breathing space. So that is the mindset now. I'm not like going after this for survival. I am going after this to like be just like wildly in love with my own life. So normally when I get in those situations, I'm starting at zero. And so I will take anything, like literally anything. In the early years, it was like minimum wage. I would just like pick up like nonprofit work part-time everywhere. And then the last divorce, I was like, okay, I'm going to start at $20 and I'm just going to like almost max out what I can do for $20 an hour and then go to $30 an hour. And then just kind of keep increasing as my tolerance, or as my schedule filled up. And that worked pretty well. And I was really surprised actually, like how fast that worked to get established. Now I do have really good contacts out there on LinkedIn. I'm not gonna push that for now just because this idea really excites me. Like, why not? Why not? Just we'll try it. So anyway, that is the whole plan in a caboodle. Let's go on with, let's figure out what we can do. So I did, like I said, I just did this like an hour ago, unfortunately, but it didn't share my screen. So this time what I'm going to do is like not rely so much on the written things. I'm not going to assume that you can see me just in case you can't. I do see this thing down here. I switched to a third-party app through YouTube to make sure that I could get into a live. So I see that there, but just, we'll cross our fingers. It's good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is ask, what are the top 10 ways to make money online? And what would you suggest for somebody needing money quickly? Now, this is a slightly different prompt than I gave it last time, but it's good to see what it comes back with. We'll just try it out. I did go along with the quick answer. Freelancing is number 1. Sell stuff you already own. Gig/delivery apps like Uber, DoorDash, Instacart, online tutoring or coaching. Reselling or flipping, print on demand or drop shipping, content creation, affiliate marketing, stock photography, and renting out assets like Airbnb or Turo. So it's advising if I need money quickly to sell things that I don't need and get the gig delivery apps. And then also freelance a skill that I already have. So out of the 10 ideas that I came back with, 4 of them were flagged as like how to get money quickly. Now I'm going to stay away from affiliate marketing because I think that you need an audience before that can really take off. And I don't have an audience, so I'm going to skip that one completely. Content creation, I might come back for, but again, that's something that you have to kind of build up over time. I don't have the time. So I need something a little bit faster for these first, like I need a couple wins. And then selling stuff I already own, like, okay, that's a good idea, and I will lean into that at some point. But also, that has been usually frustrating for me because my things will sit out by the door for a long time. I go back and forth with people, for like every one person that makes it over and picks up the thing, there's 20 that says that they're coming over and never shows. So that's frustrating for me. I don't particularly like that way. But we'll do what we can. But today, let's just focus on freelancing a skill that I already have. Basic admin work, right? Design. I wonder if I could do something different. It's hard to recreate what I just did, but actually, I'm just going to go into that. All right. So, quick ways to make money on time. Let's go back. Okay, so this is what we came up with in this session. So it's going through exactly how I am here with you in the live, and I'll promise I will do that next time. What it came up with was freelancing was my number one pick. That's what I wanted to do. So I was like, yep, let's lean into that because my background is in nonprofit work. I have a master's degree, and that's what a lot of my professional career has been focused on. Then I can do a lot of writing and development. And that's just what I decided to lean into here. So it's recommending that I build one proof piece. Don't build a portfolio. Price a few projects just to get reviews. So you're pricing it really low and you're not maximizing the income yet. And then go where the buyers are. So through this talking back and forth with Claude, because I'm practically living in Claude, but this is the free plan where I did all of this. And it says package it as a repeatable service, not one-off gigs. So ideally it's like a subscription or they just buy it and I just hand it over, like it's a fast transaction, not taking up a lot of my time. So what can I reasonably expect to make? And it said realistically for your first 3 months, it's like $0 to $500. That is off the bat, like not enough money for me. Even if I hit all the goals, like $500 in total for 3 months is not going to work. But if I can price it higher and have it do a little bit more, get repeat clients on a retainer, do a monthly service around the $800 to $2,000 range. And then if I do the math, so like $1 million in 6 months, I know 83,333 is 12 times that would be $1 million for a year. So I'm looking at 6 months, which is like $160,000 a month. So even if even at $2,000 to get 80 of those, I don't know if that's possible, but it's a start and I would like to start on a solid foot. So this is what I'm going to target. And excuse me. And it'll get me started. And then hopefully other things will come up that'll be a bigger dollar. Okay. So, blue. Okay, background. Okay, so I'm working with nonprofits, executive leadership. What I want to do is help out executive directors, work with their board of directors, and the board of directors similarly work with the executive director. So we came up with an idea to do packets, like concentrate on the board packets. So the executive director spends a lot of time like gathering up all this material from the different departments within the organization operationally, and they packages it up and then they send it to the board of directors. And ideally they would review that material before the board meeting and then they can vote on it. And so I would love to help in that niche because I know how frustrating that is on both sides. And also, I just think that's a really good niche to get into. Unfortunately, I have heard the recommendation that, you need to find something that's already out there and kind of repeat the template of their process and marketing. And the things that I keep coming up with are not not, not things that I know that are on the market yet. Anyway, okay, so there are some suggestions for me for pricing, and then I go into like, can you figure out what it would be named? How are we going to make this work? And so the recommendation is to use Notion, but not Asana. And the template structure, it's also picked up like here's some levels you could price it at. And then marketing. So this is a pretty interesting part because I can do all of the steps to make the product, and then typically that's where I just stop because it's not really fun after that. So marketing is really important. So if I have to tap my LinkedIn network, I probably won't do it. I'm really well connected on LinkedIn, but it might be because I never tap people for things that I need. But I am parts of groups and things like that, and I would be very comfortable posting in there. And then other associations, and also Reddit was one of the things that we talked about here. So this is Claude told me what kind of subscriptions I would need to get this started, and then what's actually in the board packet, any legal pitfalls, liabilities that I might be up against, and how to handle those. It also talked about what I should put on the client, like what the client's responsibility is, and then the bottom line for the setup. So the main marketing avenues that Claude suggested was like Fiverr, which I'm hesitant to do because I don't think that there's a lot of money there. Not the kind of money that I need to make. Upwork is a fair suggestion, and also Reddit, because they have a lot of subthreads. So I'm really aware that Reddit likes to block users that are self-promoting. So don't ever do that. But you can be like super duper duper helpful in subreddit threads if people have questions, and you can just be helpful. People will check out your profile and see that you work at this place or you're doing this thing. And then if you recommend your own product, you better also recommend another product with it, right? That way, just the bots that come through there don't think that you are spamming the group. Safe tip there. Okay, so let's see, one connective idea. Okay, then we're talking about messaging. And then I like this name. It picked out Packet Pilot. So I decided to go with that because it's like you set it up and it runs itself. And also it just kind of came right off the tongue. I really like Board Bridge as well, but the executive director is the Board Bridge. So it almost feels like stepping on toes there. Okay, so there's that. Colors, we went through colors, which I think that's gorgeous. Gold is not really in my personal brand, but we'll go with it. I thought that this logo looked too similar to, it's the nonprofit world's version of Trustpilot. And they used to have, I'll actually show you really quick. Trust Navigator. This might not be what it's called. Is it? Nope. Charity Navigator. Here we go. So they have this like really dark blue, but their logo used to be a compass, and it was kind of a cool idea. Anyway, they changed it to stars. I don't know when, in the last couple of years, I'm sure, but I was not aware that they had changed it. So this to me looks too much like one of the spikes from the old compass, and anyone in the nonprofit space would see that and probably relate to that. And it seems slightly unethical to me, even though I'm not, AI is coming up with this and whatever. Anyway, we got to make it look a little bit more like a paper airplane and a bee at the same time. I really like this logo. We're going to go forward with this. And the tagline, Board Packets Organized, seems fine. So we're going to go forward with that. And, it gave me basically like a starting list. Like, here's what you can do from here. And I do want to take this to the next level, which I will. But this is all I have mental capacity for the right now. I'm going to go start dinner and stuff. And maybe I will do a second live later today and we can run through the next steps. I don't want this to just be theory because theory is cool. It's good to know stuff, but knowing stuff is not my problem. My problem is follow through. So thanks for being my accountability buddy. I really appreciate that. And we'll see you next time. I don't know how to end it. Let's go.